and welcome back to Campaigns of the Plains. This is D&D Season 2. Guys, if you didn't know, if you're new to the channel, awesome, welcome. We put out episodes every Friday, fresh and hot off the press for you. On our YouTube page here, so make sure to come see us, like, subscribe, comment. It all helps, the algorithm and whatnot. So, also, did you know we have socials somewhere down in this general area? So
that is where those live. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure anyway. That's what the tech guy says, somewhere down here. Anyway, we have also a Facebook page, an Instagram page, a Twitter page. So if you guys want to be up to date, and
we got a TikTok too.
Yeah, there's one of those floating around somewhere as well.
Follow us and maybe we'll post things.
You can't see it down below, but the name's if you're on YouTube, check the description.
But, make sure to follow us on there. Stay up to date with our newest episodes. We do really cool things like Halloween pictures. And at the time of this recording, we'll probably be planning out what we're doing for Halloween this year. And we usually do, like, a Christmas episode. Fun things like that.
Check out our past ones. So we also have all of our videos on our channel from past episodes. As I said before, this is D&D Season 2. We also have a Season 1 done by our very own Matt. We also have Monster of the Week done by me. We have some one-shots done by our very own Travis and Alysia, so make sure to go and check some of those out. Those are pretty awesome. And not only do we play D&D, but as I said before, we play Monster of the Week. We've played Honey Heist. We have done some murder mysteries. So there's a pretty good variety of the channel. Stick around. We did a Royal Rumble. Everybody kill each other. What's that called?
A Royal Rumble?
Yeah.
Battle Royale?
Battle Royale.
But yeah, if you don't have the time to watch us on YouTube, Travis, where else can they find us?
Why, they can find us on their favorite podcast platform. We release a new episode every Wednesday. That is, it's the episode from the previous Friday's release on YouTube. And we release it early in the morning, 7 a.m. Central Time. That way you have time to download it for your morning commute. We're on Apple, Google, Spotify, Amazon, pretty much anywhere you can find audio shows. So check us out there. Make sure to subscribe to it so that you're getting that notification every time we drop a new app.
I like that.
You don't like that?
I don't like the word app. I've never heard it.
Yeah, it's a solid app.
Oh, man.
No, it's a little like my last name.
He's hip on
the
social medias.
He knows
I
what
don't
I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm hip.
He knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, and in fact, instead of social media platform, I think from now on I'm just going to call them Cast Blasts.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so check out your favorite Cast Blast.
You know what? I'm going to sign up to that. That's a good
Is that
one.
what the kids are calling them, or is that just what Travis is calling them? I'm confused.
Why not both?
Travis is a trendsetter. It's good.
Start that trend. Anyway, guys, what did we do last time?
Survived.
On a wall.
Through the window. To the wall. Marquies almost falls to his death.
I thought you were going to try and continue that rhyme. But then it didn't happen.
Oh, sorry.
Down that airship he fall.
Yeah. What'd you say? And on that airship he fall?
Down that airship he fall.
Okay. Through the window, to the wall, down that airship he fall?
Yeah, didn't he fall?
Yeah, he almost fell.
On that airship he fell.
On that airship he fall. Yeah. I'm not good at rhyming.
It's okay.
Anyway, Marquies almost falls to his death and Ellie catches him by the beak. I like to imagine that she tried to grab his hand and it went too far and she just grabbed the tip of his beak with gorilla finger grip.
Did it honk?
I hope so.
Cheeky nuggies.
Why
Oh man.
It's his breath all.
The tip's always greasy.
We in danger. Send help. This wall just murdered Milos' elemental. True dat. Metal monster with a long arm. Ellie got robot kidnapped. That happened. But it's okay. He was my friend afterwards. I think. Marquies football. Yep. Marquies got yeeted like a football onto the ship. Marquies got captured in the net. He's just not having a good time. Are you cursed?
No, but I am.
Ellie's new metal friend, Clink. And I made Clink in a square. Ellie disappears into a door and has left the chat.
Ellie has left the chat.
There's no other notes because Ellie left the chat at that point. I'm just kidding. There's several more. Marquies gives himself a hot paladin boy makeover with a mystery potion with the sword Excalibur. He's a hot boy now. And he's super strong. The Idol Zenith is the name of the airship. Ellie, being Ellie, got curious and started playing with things inside of the room. And she turned the airship building stuff on. And clearly Ellie built the whole ship all by herself, obviously. I wrote, obvi.
More of these terms.
That's what the kids are saying nowadays.
Yeah, that episode slapped.
Oh God.
Are they still saying slap?
I hope so.
Time to yeet this episode out the window.
They definitely aren't saying yeet anymore. That's too old.
I don't think they say.
I don't hear yeet anymore. I don't hear slapped anymore either.
I miss Cray Cray though.
Cray Cray was like 20 years ago.
Hot mics on online games anymore, so who fucking knows what they say?
Get on TikTok. You know exactly what they say then.
Ugh.
It's really
Anyway.
addicting. I don't recommend it.
Anyway, so those of you outside of the ship have to kind of duck and dodge as these boxes of supplies are being placed upon the ship in random spots by these metallic arms coming from seemingly every part of the wall. As you dodge those as well, there is some screeching and groaning of the joints as they have not moved in hundreds of years, and they start to seemingly work on the ship. Smaller arms start to weld things in spots, timbers being erected in places, and old holes in the hull are being patched. And you also see the mechanical worker that had picked up Ellie begin to pick up boxes, move them around for other arms to be able to open them up and gather components out of them. Ellie, inside, the image that is floating above the materia that you had placed in the desk itself starts to flash missing components.
Oh, what's missing? Weird hologram?
And then the words, power component.
Power component. Okay, I gotta write this down so I don't forget.
Suddenly, a vision appears above and kind of flattens itself out on the desk itself.
Oh.
It is a map of this area, and it shows a line that ghosts its way north of your current position. And it says power source located.
Do I know where that's at?
Wherever it is, it's north of here.
Oh. Who has a visual? Becky! Becky knows where things are in the city. She saw a vision. Okay. I turn around to go out the door to get Becky, and then I remember the door locked behind me. And then I start pilfering through the desk.
Go ahead and roll me investigation.
Okay. Investigation. Maybe there's a key. Maybe I could just unlock it because it's the inside lock, but I don't know. 17?
17. So you rifle through the drawers of the desk here, and you manage to find 45 gold.
Ooh.
20 silver.
20. Okay.
And 18 copper.
No electrum?
No electrum.
Oh, money. Is there anything else in here?
Yes.
Oh.
So. With your investigation, you actually find a it just looks like a small ornate like jewelry box. It's wooden, lacquered, has some like gold filigree work on it, and there is a red gem inset on the top of it. It's kind of a darker, like mahogany style wood.
Is it locked? Does it have a latch?
It does have a latch on the front of it.
Is it locked or?
It's just latched, like a jewelry box would be.
Can I make sure it's not going to blow up before I try to open it?
You can make an investigation of it, sure. Or what do you want? Like, what kind of?
I just want to make sure there's not like any wires or like it's trapped. I don't know.
You're looking for like a mechanical trap.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Roll me an
Marquis
investigation.
says I need to be more careful.
Fair enough.
What am I doing?
Roll me an investigation.
8.
Doesn't seem like there's any.
I open it. It's safe.
Sure.
I looked. Tell him I looked. I say to no one because I look at Poppy.
I was like, Poppy's there.
Tell him I looked. I made sure it's not trapped.
And Poppy just kind of rolls her eyes at you. You open it up, and there is this very beautiful red ribbon inside. It's long and probably made of some kind of silk, seeing how smooth it is.
Have I seen a ribbon? One of the heroes wearing a ribbon like this?
Make me a history check.
Oh boy. Okay. 11?
11? No, you don't remember seeing any of the heroes, or any of the visions of the heroes, wearing this particular ribbon. I'm going to rephrase the question that you're asking here. We're going to get a little more specific.
Okay.
What heroes are you thinking of?
Well, I've met Cecil, and he didn't have a ribbon in his hair.
He did not.
But he also had that friend of his named Rydia, who is now in a crystal. I don't think she had a ribbon in her hair.
She did not.
I met that girl in the pretty white dress at the beginning of our trip.
It was a pink dress.
Pink dress. And I think she did have ribbons, but I don't know if they were red.
She had a ribbon.
Was it red?
It was red.
Oh my god, it was her. Do I even know what her name was? I don't even know if I looked it up.
You don't know her name.
Fuck! Okay, I'll pull my book out.
You find... So everybody else on the bow of the ship...
does not know where Ellie went.
Does not know where Ellie went. No, I take that back. Marquies saw you.
Marquies knows where Ellie went.
Go into the door at the back of the ship. But besides that, everybody else, you are. What are you guys up to as the ship is seemingly building itself?
Dodging.
Sure. I mean, there are a pair of stairs that would go down to the lower levels of the boat.
I probably would take refuge in the lower levels, assuming there isn't stuff coming up from them.
There are a number of workers that are hauling like boxes and everything, so most of it's stuck in a line, but you do so like one level down you manage to find at the back of the ship a number of private rooms, and like they're not huge by any means, but it's enough for like a small one-person bed and maybe like some niceties like dresser drawers and chests to keep things in. So it's pretty bare bones at this point, though.
It's not furnished or anything?
Besides, like, where a bed might go, because things are still being kind of moved into these areas. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
I want to make my way back up to the ship. I'm gonna try and find... well, I guess I'm not gonna worry about Ellie. I don't know. Maybe she's just hiding. I don't know that the door's locked. But yeah, I want to see if I can maybe help with your curse and zombification thing.
Oh, yeah, I look at my hands. I look a little weird. Araha was able to get rid of one of the effects. Thank you again for that.
Yes, I'm sorry I couldn't do more. I don't know what else is going on, and I'd rather not meddle in things that I don't understand.
I understand that. I don't fully understand what's going on either. I just feel gross.
There's a lot of that going around.
You look gross.
Oh.
Thanks.
With all due respect.
Is your
Thanks.
mangy from the zombie thing? So, like...
The skin underneath it is, like, green. He has turned a pallor green, like, visibly green color underneath his fur.
I'm not really sure how any of what this is... I don't know how all this works, but it seems to be holy of some sort, so maybe I can try and... I don't know, I'll just try and think of something that might work, see what happens. I don't know if there's any abilities that I have that can help with, like, removing the curse or healing the zombification, but... I'm willing to try some whack shit.
Okay.
What's that?
Land hands can remove disease, I think.
Yes.
At a high enough level.
Unfortunately, zombification is not a disease. But you can remove curse with the lay on hands pool that he currently has available.
Well, we'll give it a shot. I'll see what happens.
So you focus these new powers. You're not 100% sure consciously what you're doing, but you kind of bow your head for a second and you place your hands on Milos's wherever, shoulder, head, face, I don't care.
You could slap him on the booty, like,
roll him down.
like,
Sure.
I don't know how this works.
But as you do so, Milos, you see that this form, and you look down at Marquies' new form, and it looks human enough, except for the blazingly white hair that is coming from his head. And as he begins to channel these powers, you see as his hair begins to glow even brighter white and give off a faint glow. Above you now, as you go to do so, before you get fully underneath the deck, you're kind of over by the stairs, and the rest of you that may be on top of the deck actually see that it has gotten to the point where it is dark now. Night has fallen, and even though it is dark in this area, there are a number of artificial lights that are shining in this area from the workers and the arms. Milos, you're used to this, seeing that kind of fake light coming from Machina. And it is dark, but there is a beam of moonlight that cuts through the darkness and seems to center itself right where you're standing on the boat on top of Marquies as he is channeling this energy. Normally the moon waxes and wanes in his whim to whatever the clouds are doing overhead, so there is never usually, unless it is a super duper clear night, a solid beam of moonlight. There is a solid beam of moonlight coming down from the moon at this point, and it is hitting directly over top of the gorge itself, and crashing down around you and removing this curse from you.
Well, I feel different. I don't know if I'm better, but I'm still green.
With that, Marquies, unfortunately, that eats up the rest of your time in this transformation, and the purple mist coils back around you and leaves you back in the form of yourself once again.
Well, I'm glad I was able to at least make it useful while I had it.
I was about to ask a question, but it answered itself. Do you know how you did that?
It was a potion.
Did you make it?
No, but I certainly want to know how.
That would be very useful.
Agreed.
Good thing you didn't throw that on the enemy.
There was a moment when I thought about it.
That fight would have gone significantly different.
Well, quick aside, I would have loved to have seen that fight.
I will say, there is a possibility that it became friendly for a moment.
It's possible. Who knows?
I'm not willing
Regardless.
to try. I am a man of science, but I'm not sure that I want to try that. Although, if we could trap a creature, we might be able to make it work. This gives me ideas. Thank you, Milos.
Thank you for fixing part of me, I guess. If you haven't checked already, the lower level has some private rooms for us to stay in. There wasn't a lower level after that, right? It was just one lower level?
No, that's just the first lower level. The bottom level, you guess, though, is... It seems like a lot of the smaller Machina are making their way to the lower level with, full-on crates. Probably supplies. Whether or not they're fresh supplies is a surprise. But... but it seems like it's probably also where a lot of the sounds of welding are coming from, so you get the idea that this is probably maybe where most of the mechanical work is done on this ship.
Well, at least we have places to stay. Was there enough for all of us? Was there 6 rooms?
There are 6 rooms.
Oh, okay. So, Araha will have to bunk with someone. Wink,
What
wink.
do you do? I think Becky. He and Becky get along really well.
You're not there. You can't say anything.
I think Becky will look around on the top decks and just see what like mechanisms there are up here.
So on the top deck, there's not really any mechanisms per se. It's a boat.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Or at least things are being built here that don't really concern the top of the deck at all.
Did we know where Ellie went? She wasn't lower on the ship.
She went to the
I don't
captain's
know.
quarters.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe we should see what she's up to.
Yeah, I'm sure this is all her fault.
She probably activated something or touched something she shouldn't have.
Well, it
Yeah.
seems like they're being helpful. To her credit, at least.
Yeah, that's true.
Not that she knew what she was doing. But I don't know that any of us know what we're doing around here.
Fair enough.
All right.
I'll try and open the doors.
It seems to be locked from the inside because there's no keyhole on the side of the door.
Are there door handles?
There are.
I'll just keep trying to open them, so at least she knows that someone's trying to open them.
Yeah.
She's sitting there looking in her book index and looking up to see if she can find this girl's name.
Yeah, she's not in this particular book.
Oh, damn. I put the ribbon in my hair.
Okie dokie. Tie it up.
Mhm.
All right.
Pull out a mirror. That'll do. I've got lots of things in my hair.
Alrighty then.
Hello?
Are you saying that?
Yeah, through the door. I go up to the door and I hear you pulling it. I'm like, who's there? Is it the monster?
It's Milos.
Oh.
What are you doing in there, Ellie?
Sid told me to press a button to turn the robots on to build the ship.
Okay, that's good, but can you come out?
Oh, the door locked behind me. I don't know. I look at the door. Is there a lock?
Doesn't seem to be. There's a latch and handle. And you hear like a double click and the doors open up.
Oh, hello!
Well, hello.
Come in. I want to show you what I found.
What did you find?
Okay, so the ship is missing a component to make it run, I think. A power source and the crystal gem thing that is making the map on the table showed me where to find it in the city.
Did you leave it in the recess? Okay, I didn't know if you tried to hide it before everybody else came in. So you now see Milos at the center of the desk that's at the back of this room. There's a materia kind of floating in a slot, and on the flat portion of the desk, it looks like there's a map of the area, or maybe it might be old, it might be new, who knows, but it is currently drawing a line and then resetting itself somewhere north of here, and it says power source located.
So we have to go get it, I think, for the ship to work.
Can I tell based on the map? I'll get closer if I need to.
Mm-hmm.
Is it talking about the dungeon we're in, or is it talking about the city itself, above ground?
It does have some numbers, and you being of a geomantic background would have definitely studied
lots of maps, and you would know that looking at the location that it is relaying to, that not only does it have like a latitude and longitudinal location, but it also has a depth marker as well.
Oh. Okay.
And it is currently indicating a depth of 250 feet below this current position.
It's probably in the gash.
Do I recognize the latitude and longitude of it being in Barren? Or is it like completely a separate, like somewhere way far away?
No, it's not too far. If the map can be read correctly, it is also indicating your current position. And it seems like, I mean, north of here, it's not too far, but it's the depth that's the difference.
Oh, we have to go much farther down.
In the gash.
North and in the gash, perhaps? I don't know how we're going to get down there, unless we send our flyers down.
Well, we did really good when we split the party last time, so we could send Din and Becky to find the power source, and we could stay here to make sure that the ship doesn't get beaten up by more monsters.
Yeah, I guess.
Or we could go explore more. I don't know. Din said there was a room with a bunch of buttons in the window that they broke, so maybe we go explore there?
There's a lot of paths. Does the map show any sort of like other paths to the, like, because it's just showing the current like level, right? Correct. And then it's just showing that it's going down. Does it show like a staircase or anything?
No. It's kind of more topographical map than it is like, city map.
Right. Well, we could send them ahead and continue exploring. I feel like there are many paths we can take.
We also still need to go to the temple.
True.
But if we can figure out how to make the ship work, we can fly to the temple.
True. What do we think, group? Should we split the party again and send the two flyers potentially down into the depths to find who knows what? Or should we try and find some way to descend the pits?
I mean, it worked out the first time. I don't know. Like, me and Din can, look, and see it. We could see if there's, some path down that we haven't found yet, too.
True.
Oh, hey, I found this before you guys just fucked off. And I'll pull out the parchments that I took from the workshop.
Okay.
And I'll lay them out on the desk.
Go ahead.
I don't know, what these are for, but they look like they're for, a machine here. I don't know if they're important or anything, but I thought Araha would think they're interesting.
Oh, yes. These are quite ancient. Look at the markings there in the corner. Each one is marked with a very old date. This was... this was at least 600 years or more.
Ellie's gonna play with the map. Is it interactive? Is this thing interactive? Is the crystal interactive? Could you talk to it?
You've been talking to it. It hasn't done anything.
But I haven't asked it to do anything. Like, can you show me a direction or a location of something else?
And it just, like, draws a line again, resets, draws a line again.
Well, you're not very helpful, are you?
Perhaps it needs more power to do more things.
That could be true. So what do we want to do?
I say if the girls are okay with going ahead, we let them go ahead. I mean, it's their lives that they're risking, I guess.
I mean, we could all go together, but it might be more difficult because we can't all fly.
I mean, I could make a couple more people fly. I can't make the whole party, unfortunately.
How long does your fly work for?
Well, it's polymorph,
Oh,
so it would be an hour, and I can twin it, so I can polymorph 2 people.
We
But
have that staff that does the twinning.
is that for evocation?
One is for
remember.
invocation and one is for healing spells.
Oh, well, polymorph is neither of those.
I can use polymorph too, but not until tomorrow. Because I tried to use it today.
Yes, I understand. We would have to leave some of the party members behind if we did that anyway. I don't love sending the girls ahead, but I don't see many other options.
You could go with them.
Polymorph myself? Is that what you're suggesting?
Yeah.
It would take a lot of magic to do so, but I could.
But then you wouldn't
What do
be
you
able
girls
to
think?
come back unless you weren't gone for more than an hour. I mean, how far away does this thing look in terms of, like, miles, feet, meters, inches, kilometers, whatever this map is in?
Well, it's in 25 feet down, is what it says.
No, not just 25 feet down.
Correct.
It is 200 feet down.
Sorry, I have 200. I have 250.
Okay, I was like,
I have
hold
250.
on a
Sorry,
second.
I read
200
25.
feet
I
down,
meant 250.
but
Sorry.
how many feet north?
It's a rough estimation for Milos, but maybe about 100.
Oh, then it's close. I mean, it's not super close, but it's close-ish.
Yeah, I mean, you can go there, be back, and
Milos is the
listen
one
it.
with the map approximation. Maybe he should go with you.
Do we still have our shell?
I don't have mine because it blew up with all my other magical items.
That's true.
The rest of us do have our link shell.
Do we know if there's a rage to that?
Yeah.
We can. They can report back. It's okay.
Yeah.
I don't need to go with them.
Okay, go do it.
And if it's dangerous, we'll run back and, we'll figure something else out.
Okay.
Naraha says, I think I'll stay aboard the ship and look around in this area a bit.
That's fair.
Okay.
It's adventure time with Becky, and then I'm just gonna jump off.
Wait, stop, wait.
No,
stop,
it's too late.
Wait,
It's-
wait,
I'm gone.
stop, wait.
Goodbye.
Wait,
I
but-
already left.
Okay.
She just leans against the rail and
I just jump. I'm not even
Yeah,
flying.
just
I
like-
just jump.
just dips off,
Last second.
Not
plummets 10 feet.
not to be one-upped by a dum-dum, I jump off the ship too.
Wait, okay.
There's no waiting.
Bye.
What were you going to do, Ellie?
Well, I was gonna buff them.
Too late now, I guess.
She was gonna rub them until they were...
Make sure that they were shiny.
Mm-hmm.
But it's okay. So... Now what do we do?
Well, do we want to wait until they come back before we do any exploring, or do you want to? And I gesture there's a north path, correct, where the guy came from, the metal dude.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's another path. Was that east or west?
Southwest.
Came from the east.
That one was caved in, though, right?
Northwest and
Southeast,
southwest are open.
Oh, okay.
Well,
So
We
there's,
came from
there's two more
southwest,
paths.
right?
No, you came from northeast.
Oh.
Upper right.
Oh, okay. Well, we could go ways down and see what there is.
I think it
Yeah.
might be wise to try and also familiarize ourselves with
The passages.
the ship.
Oh, maybe we should do that first. That's a good idea.
Make sure we understand how to operate this thing if we're
Well,
going to take it.
Din said she came through that window up there.
Yes.
Oh, but they left, and they're the only ones who can get us
Yes.
back up there.
Well, I can climb up there.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think I can take anyone with me. But I can climb up there and like relay information down to you with my link shell.
Perfect. I won't hear anything. I'm gonna go explore the ship.
She does not have a link shell. Just a reminder.
Right, to everyone else that's
Yeah.
on the ship.
Okay. So
Okay, me and Araha can bond over not having a link shell together.
he's like, no, I have one just for other people.
Yeah, he's like,
Well,
what other chat chat?
I have a different chat. I'm in a different chat.
Yep. But yeah, I mean, he's just kind of sitting at the desk and like taking notes. He opens up his big tome and like starts taking notes about the.
Ellie's just over his shoulder the whole time.
Can I help you, dear?
I just want to watch. Can I help?
I mean, I don't need any help writing in my tome, but thank you.
Do you know how to tell if things are magical or not?
Yes.
Can you tell? I found this ribbon in a fancy box. Can you tell me if it's magical or not?
Sure. Would you mind setting it on the table for
Sure.
me?
I'll untie my hair.
Okay. Yeah, he set it on the desk and, are you... He begins casting Detect Magic ritually, and after 10 minutes, he tells you it is magical.
Oh. Do you know what it does?
No, that is not what you asked me. You asked me if it was magical.
Do you know how to tell what magical things do?
Yes, I do.
Can you do that?
I can.
Will you? If not, I'll just put it back in my hair and concentrate on it until I figure out what it does. Could be cursed. But I'm okay with that.
Well, the type of magic is abjuration,
Oh,
so...
it's probably not cursed then. Okay, I put it back in my
Probably not.
hair. I put it back in my hair and I think on it for an hour.
I can't believe you put it in your hair to begin with.
I have lots of things in my hair. This barrette that we found in a upside down tower. But Becky told me it was not cursed. I had her check. And
Huh.
some beads. You know?
Sure, but you just willy-nilly go putting things... Okay. Never mind. You live your life to the best.
Okay.
No matter how short that may be.
I mean, it will be very long. I think my people live a long time.
Your people, yes, maybe.
You told me it wasn't cursed. Are you lying to me?
No, not at all. But if you go putting random items...
When I had you check first.
You had that in your hair before you asked
Usually
me,
you
my
have
dear.
to concentrate on things for a while for them to kick in.
Not necessarily.
Oh. I did pull a card from a magical deck once, and all my magical items blew up.
A magical card deck, you say?
Yeah. Milos has it. He won't let any of us touch it anymore.
Well, why not?
I think it's because it can cause bad things to happen sometimes.
Well, it seems very interesting. I mean, is the whole thing enchanted? Does it just do bad things when you draw cards?
Or you can't take the whole deck out at once, and the cards are random, and I think they do random things, and sometimes they can be good things, and sometimes they can be really bad things.
Well, I don't want to touch it. I would like to see it.
Do you want to see an airship replica?
Sure.
I could reach into my duffel.
And Becky has that replica.
Oh, I thought I had it. I don't even know what I have. I'm just kidding. Becky has it. It's really cool, though.
Make him pull a card.
She doesn't have the deck.
Yep, Milos has the deck.
Milos has the deck. Ellie doesn't get to hold the fancy things. She played with them.
Well, at least the deck sounds like fun. Maybe I'll see this model when Becky returns.
It's pretty cool. We stole it out of... I mean, we didn't steal it because everybody's dead, but we found it in the museum in town here.
Okay, well, I mean, it would be nice to take down the item's description.
We also... Oh, there's a museum. You probably would like that. We didn't take everything. We took a lot of the stuff, though.
Right. Anyway.
Robbed a museum.
I'm going to think on my head wrap for an hour.
Okie dokie.
Hopefully it's not cursed.
So, who else up here is doing anything?
I was going to check out that room with the levers and such just to figure out what they were talking about, see how it interacts with the boat and whatnot.
So you're looking at climbing up to the window?
Yeah.
It's a good 60 feet up, and it is on a rock wall. So you are gonna have to like sink your claws in and remain attached. It's gonna take you some time, but yeah, you manage to get yourself up to the window. There's no one rushing you, so you don't really have to make any skill checks or anything like that. You get to the window, and some of the glass that is still on the inside here. What's your passive perception?
It's low. It's like a 12, I think.
Oh, good. Nothing happens. It's you come up to the room, and you see that obviously the glass has been blown out of this window overlooking. You also see a chest that has not been gone through, I believe.
Well, they forgot about a chest?
Yeah, because they went through the desk instead.
Forgot about the chest?
Oh. Yeah, we were busy saving your life, so we forgot about the chest.
But, yeah, there is a closed chest here. There are a number of levers next to the desk in here, but the desk looks like it's been rifled through. There is a, what looks to be like a coat hanger or a hat hang, and it has like a tool belt on it. A very old leather tool belt. The tools inside of all basically rusted away to nothing at this point.
Okay, well, I'll climb inside, and I'll start investigating the chest first. Just kind of look around and see if it's locked, if it like feels really heavy, that type of thing.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and make me a wisdom saving throw while you're at it.
I'm not great at those. 13.
13, awesome.
Yeah, that's with the +1.
For a second, as you like start to step inside the room, the glass kind of crunches underneath your feet, and you stop for a second because it sounds like something like that crunching glass like echoes in this room for a little bit too long, and suddenly like you start coming over with a little bit of a giggling fit, and you start laughing hysterically and nonstop for a good few seconds at anything random that comes to your mind. And then suddenly it's gone about as quickly as it had come on. It's really weird.
That was odd. Can I prestidigitation the glass to a corner so I don't step on it again? Because I can assume that me stepping on it was what caused the effect.
I mean, it's not too far-fetched, yeah.
I will try and clean the glass up.
It's a weird correlation that stepping on glass would have been so funny, though.
Yeah, that it doesn't make sense, but I didn't feel like the room causing it, right? It was just so weird.
It was just all of a sudden a laughing fit came over you.
Huh.
Like when you suddenly think of something really funny while you're at work or in class or something like that, and you really have to let it out, and it's inappropriate, but there you are.
That was odd. Perhaps I will report back. I had a laughing fit for some reason. I don't know why. Might be related to this glass. Keep your eye out for laughing glass.
Okay.
You let a giggle laugh. that giggle is actually in game.
Serious. Huh. Okay. I will gain my composure and then I'll make my way over to the chest.
Okay. Looks to be a heavily banded square chest. It has this really big iron padlock on the front of it.
Okay. I will. Don't have knock. Does it look pretty old and decrepit? Like the lock could be broken pretty easily, or does it look pretty sturdy still?
It's kind of a black metal banded chest, and even the wood seems to be lacquered to withstand the test of time.
So this thing's pretty sturdy. Okay. I will start rummaging around the room to see if I can find the key for it. I'll even dig around in the tool belt and whatnot.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me investigation.
Yeah. 17?
17? So you're looking around, you go through the drawers of the desk to, even though they look like they've been rifled through already. Nothing in there. You start digging around in the belts, in the tool pouches. Doesn't seem to be anything at first, but just as you're about to pull your hand out of one of the smaller pockets, your claw seems to catch on something, the lip of something in one. It's the inside of one of the pockets.
I will. Does it feel like it's bigger than the pocket looks? Like it's a pocket dimension type of pocket?
No.
Just, catch.
Yeah, it just kind of catches a lip of something just barely while you're feeling around on the inside of the pocket, a secret pocket.
Ooh. I will slowly try and open the secret pocket.
Sure. It's like I said, it's kind of molded in to the point where you have to kind of get your claw under it. And it's a good thing that you have claws, because it's a little easier for you to get one underneath this tiny little lip on the inside, and you pop it open, and there is this old time round ring skeleton key on the inside.
Oh, marvelous. I will reach for it and try and pull it out of the little secret compartment.
Easy enough.
I will try it on the chest.
Certainly. So, as you insert the key, it makes a couple of clicking sounds, and then you turn the key, and you hear this mechanical motion start from underneath and behind the chest. And the chest, like, drops down a little bit, and then starts to open up, not like a normal chest would where it just, the lid would just flip right open. It actually starts to pull apart and, like, expand outwards. And as it does, you see something that you've never, ever seen before. This looks like a prototype to something. You know what? Make me an intelligence check, just real quick.
Just straight intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 12.
12. This definitely looks somewhat similar to what you have seen inside of Asher's Forge.
Oh. So would I know this is something that Asher specifically would probably need or want? Like,
perhaps. But yeah, this chest opened up into like a very large, very deep depression, and this whole piece of machinery comes up, and it looks like the same type of machinery that Asher has used in his forge.
Does it look like it's detachable?
Yeah, it's just
from it. Like, is it like on a pedestal?
Yeah, yep. It looks like it would be heavy, but manageable, maybe with a 2-person team or someone that's very, very strong.
Could I have Dusty, like stone glide, earth glide up the wall and help me?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna call him up and tell everybody, hey, I found something that I think Asher will want to see.
Inside the chest too, when you and Dusty kind of start getting it to move, there is also kind of tucked away on the side a red folder or folio of some sort that seems to be one of those types with the string that wraps around it, and then kind of, you twirl it around like a button on the front of it a couple times.
Mm-hmm. Can I undo the folder and see if I can read anything inside?
Yeah, so this on the very front page says confidential, and you flip the page and it says plans for misconverter A1-4C.
Is it mist converter?
Mist converter.
Ooh.
You open up to the table of contents, and it's exactly as you'd expect. It's a manual type read where it's very scientifically written, and you see that at the bottom of the page, or rather, yeah, at the bottom of the page, it is accredited to Sid Polendina, Master Craftsman, and penned by his apprentice, Luca.
Well, perhaps we can find more of these plans. I feel like this could be quite the asset to us. I will try and lift this thing with Dusty and bring it down. I'll have Dusty carry it if he can. Otherwise, because I can't carry it and come down the wall at the same time.
Yeah, Dusty can't carry it by himself. It's too large. It can definitely fit through the door that's behind you. There is a pair of stairs that lead down, but
I will check to see if those stairs lead down to the airship room.
So you take the steps down and you come to a very familiar area. This seems to be the area where you look to your left and there is like a workbench, and then you're just like, wait, I went to the area where that wall was caged on the opposite side of here. So this must be where Din and Becky originally came up when you guys had originally come through the gash at the bottom there.
Oh, gotcha. So I would have to cross the pit that they crossed when they flew across, right?
They took the first door here. There is another cavern a little bit north of here.
Oh. I'll make my way back to that room. And I'll just wait to grab the machina until we're back with everybody else.
Are you gonna have Asher come up, or?
Yeah, I'll have Asher come up and help me lift it and bring it back, so he can see it and I can show him the plans and whatnot. We can talk about it while we're bringing it to the ship.
There?
Well, I mean,
just a long walk.
Yeah, I mean, for you, Milos, it would just be you have to go back down the corridor, the next corridor that's beyond the workbench to come back. Mm-hmm. You take a small jaunt by yourself, and you see that it just reconnects to the southwest side of where the airship is.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a long walk back, is all.
Right. I will tell the group, hey, I found this thing. I need some help. And Asher, you should see it. So I will start making my way back with Dusty, and meet up with them in the middle so I can show them the plans and whatnot. Does the chest itself look like it can move in any way, or does it seem like it's pretty embedded?
It seems like it's attached to this wall.
That's what I thought. Okay, cool. I just thought it was a cool chest. I was like, maybe I want the chest. I mean, and then I'll tell. It's fine. I'll tell Marquies about the buttons and levers, but I didn't mess with any of them. I don't really know if I should, but I'll tell him about them as well.
Okay. Well, what about Milos and Dusty make their way back with this machine to the boat, and you guys see as him and Dusty plop it on top of the stern. It's a pretty large piece of machinery, and he also comes bearing a folio as well. If you guys want to check it out, it's up to you. Unless you wanted to do anything else during this time.
I've been wandering to look to see if there's various controls or anything that we can try and figure out how to, once we get it working again, how to actually operate this thing.
Yeah, so go ahead and roll me an investigation.
Well, hopefully something rolls well. 10. Jesus.
You know, this is a weird boat. You're not able to find, steering wheel, controls. There's nothing. There's nothing here. Even in a normal spot for a boat, you're not
unacquainted with boats. I mean, you're no mariner by any means, but you know what a boat should look like, and that there should be a steering column and a wheel or controls of some sort. You just can't find them right now.
Well, I'm assuming that we need to repower this thing in order for us to be able to use any sort of controls to operate it, so hopefully they are not going into any danger down there. What have you found here, Milos?
Well, it seems like plans for a mist converter. I assume that this is referencing the mists that surround us. Perhaps it can convert them to breathable oxygen, or I have no idea. And I'll hand over the folder. But feel free to go check out those pulleys and buttons and such. I couldn't make heads or tails of them.
Are you going back up to the office area, Marquies?
Oh, sure. I'll make my way.
Oh, can I come with you?
Okay.
I would tell you the path so you don't get lost.
I'm thinking on my ribbon, but I want to go for a walk.
Sure.
Perfect.
Asher, this machine looks pretty close that Milos has delivered to things that you would use inside of your workshop.
Okay.
Machines that are present there. Definitely looks of similar make.
Would he know that what it's for? Is it similar? Like, what item is it similar to? I guess.
Both of the main machines, the ones that break down, like pieces of equipment for materia, and ones that can, like put slots in the inventory or in the piece of equipment for you. The make and outside is very familiar, but the folio that Milos hands you says Mist Converter.
So can he look through the plans? Like, does it say, like, are the plans like how to build it, or is it more of like how it works?
It's more of how it works. Okay. Kind of a user's manual.
So just flip it. Is it one of those things where it actually like converts mist into materia, or is it like?
Are you taking the time to read the folio? So you get a little further than Milos did. This is pretty dry, like technical jargon, a lot of it. But you managed to read through the first part that's all like, accolades and all this other crap. You flip through and you get through all of that.
Yeah, just like flip through like the index, like let's get to the like meat of this shit.
Exactly. But you start flipping through and you read into some of the juicier bits, and this machine, if this folio has any truth to it, can convert the mist into materia.
Interesting.
There are some notes written in when it starts to get to the later part of this chapter, though. There are some handwritten notes in, like, what do they call it? The binding portion.
Margins?
Yeah, in the margins of the book. And there's a lot of, like, questions written in, like, what is the mist really? And tests inconclusive on mist like containments. So like a little bit further in, a couple more pages, some more handwritten notes, and it says we'll test further. It doesn't look like there's any notes beyond that.
Is there like an author? Does it say who is Sid?
So the machine is accredited to Sid himself, but like the written portion is accredited to his
Luca.
Yeah,
Okay.
towards his apprentice.
Is that
Luca.
like a name that any of us recognize?
Not right off of the bat, no. But there's a lot of notes even further in that's like, is this safe?
Right. I guess my first thought is, can we get it into like my room? Like I almost feel like let's bring it in there, and then I would show it to the Mog, and like be like, "What do you think?" And like see if they recognize anything.
So yeah, I mean, luckily your door can be made to fit any kind of opening for anything, because it's magic, and that's what magic do. It is really heavy, so you might need some help taking it into your workshop.
Milos, if he would help.
Sure,
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys take it in and you set it on your main workbench, and yeah. So Magpie comes in, and he's got his apron and he's ready to take a look, and he like cocks his head to the side of the machine a couple times and is like, "Coupon?" And then he flies over to this small chest and he pulls out this little vial and he kind of shakes it a couple times, and you see like this curling bit of what you assume to be mist.
Okay.
And he flies up to what you assume would be like this intake portion, and he dumps the mist in, and it begins to make noise. And it pops out a perfectly round piece of materia. But this materia isn't lit or anything like that. It's just the glass shade. You get the idea that that little bit of mist probably wasn't enough.
Wasn't enough, okay. But it does make just basically a glass bead.
Mm-hmm.
And show it to Milos.
Well, this is amazing. I wasn't expecting this thing to be able to make materia.
Yeah, I didn't. I've never seen anything made this way.
Well, perhaps we can collect some mist and keep it away from Ellie.
Yeah.
And make some materia. Hopefully you can figure out how to make different kinds. I don't know.
Is there settings on this thing, or is it? Does it seem like it's just more of like a enter exit thing? There's not like.
Yeah, there are different settings on it. Magpie didn't really mess with them at all because he didn't really know either. But yeah, you kind of rifled through the beginning, and he's got about as much understanding as you do of the machine itself because he's kind of an extension of what you know about this. So yeah, I mean, just kind of seems like you might be something that you might have to play around with a little bit more. What is your passive perception?
It's like 11, I think. Passive perception. Yeah, 11.
Just on one of the very last pages in the book, they're just like written in really big and underlined a bunch of times and kind of circled a few times is, what is the mist? So.
What is the mist? Stephen King book.
A really bad movie.
The movie was better than the book.
Yeah.
That's my one example of where a movie is better than the book.
Fair enough. All right. So that's what you're all doing up here. Becky and Din, you fly down into the depths. Or are you falling before even
I was definitely falling.
kicking out your wings? Reach at terminal velocity.
I think once Becky dives off after Din, she quick casts some dancing lights and shoots a few forward to kind of follow where Din's at, and also shooting one as far as the spell will go, like 120 feet below us, so that if there's something coming up towards us, we have a little time to react and open our wings.
So as you guys are descending, the sheer size of this cavern just kind of starts to take hold as you look back and you see the ship like above you and the ever dimming light of those machina lights. Luckily, again, you do have the dancing lights here. You try to keep one ahead of you as you guys are going down, and once you reach about 120 feet, the cavern to the north opens up, and Becky, you're hit with a realization that you've seen this building that's at the end before, this tower that's at the end of this cave. There is a faint blue light coming from the very tip of the tower.
And I will open up my wings into a gentle glide, and I'll yell, "Din!"
Yeah, I'll put up my wings too. Just totally power source. I go, what?
Whoop!
And I'll start, I'll make a gesture to her to follow me, and I'll start flying towards that tower.
Following?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you guys glide along, and it's off in the distance a little bit. It's very eerily quiet down here. Any kind of sound is reverberated that you make. The walls of this cavern are wet with moisture, and you can smell the dampness. But there's also like a heat down here that you wouldn't expect this far down in the earth. It feels muggy. And like you begin to kind of sweat a little bit under your clothes as it like starts to cling to you as you're flying along. And as you're getting closer to the tower, who has a high passive perception among you two?
Mine is 13.
I think mine's pretty high. If I have it right, it's 19.
19. So, Din is the first one to notice it, and that would make sense, as Din, you start to hear low rumblings of creatures. You feel them with your Beastmaster senses before you even hear them, and you smell them far below, not too far, maybe about 80 feet below you. But you can't see them. It seems like the light from Becky's dancing lights just seems to hit darkness below you, which you first mistook as like solid rock beneath you. All of a sudden you see, as you guys are gliding along, that you're making these little trails, and it's swirling it below you. You look, and suddenly you see, as you look back after you have glided decently close to this, it parts and you see a number of sleeping beasts underneath. You are flying fairly close to the mist in this cave. It clings to you. You've been close to the mist. You've traveled through it.
And there is a difference between regular fog and mist, as the mist is something that almost feels tangible. Where fog is just a dampness on you. This is a dampness and like almost like a feeling of something grabbing onto you. Not quite magical, but almost. And you notice it first before Becky does, since Becky's attention is to the tower to the north.
So it is like the mist that we've traveled in.
That you've traveled across, definitely.
Becky, I think this is the mist below us.
The mist? I thought that's only like on the boundaries of the country.
That's what I thought too.
What's it doing down here?
I think there's creatures down below us too.
What? I think I'll. When she says that, I'll send one of my orbs down closer to the ground.
As you do, you see a number of creatures as your orbs kind of cut a small swath at the top of the mist, like peeling back a layer of sheet, and you see underneath a number of sleeping creatures. Not only that, but there's also something glowing beneath them.
Ah, shit.
Faint, but you see it. Almost like a pulse, it glows. Some kind of green energy below.
Think not one.
There is a tower in front of you coming up close.
Not wanting to risk waking them, she pulls the lights a little higher up, and now kind of a little quieter than before. She'll kind of fall back closer to Din and start kind of whispering more to her, like, let's just get to the tower, and we'll try and get in through a window up high and just try and avoid these guys.
Yeah, I agree. So, the mist, we can see the towers above the mist, though, right?
Just barely.
Okay. Yeah. We'll have to find some place to land or look around.
There is a point coming out in front of you guys that seems to be like an outlook to this tower. Somewhere where you could land and maybe take a look around and be above the mist.
Yeah, I think Becky would pick for that.
Okay. So you guys approach and you land at this outlook, and now you have a look at the tower. The tower stands before you, crystalline, green, pulsing, but dim. And there doesn't seem to be any type of windows or doors along the top portion of the tower. Just at the bottom here, there is a large set of metal doors.
Those doors in the mist? Are those doors like in the mist, or?
No.
Okay.
Nope. But you guys are out here on the overlook. You're pretty close to the mist. It crashes upon the overlook here, like waves against the rocks here.
Oh, I really wish I had prestidigitation. I hope these doors don't make a loud noise.
As you start to head towards the door, you hear a voice behind you, Becky, go, Becky.
I look around.
Standing on top of the mist, similar to the day that you had visited the far plane, there is a male standing there. Somewhat translucent, and standing on the mist of all things.
think she would step closer and say, "Who are you?"
You don't get a verbal answer so much as you get a feeling that washes over you. Something weird. Not uncomfortably weird, but different. Type of caring, but not one that you have known. And the figure smiles at you and then points to their head and kind of taps it a couple times, kind of telling you to think, and then points down below the mist and then to the tower. And you see the mist parts slightly, showing this line of green that seems to travel along the bottom of the mist and into the tower.
Okay, Dan. This is gonna sound really stupid, but I think we have to go down into the mist and follow this green line.
Sounds like fun to me. Let's go.
Oh, fuck me. And opening her wings and very as gently as possible, trying not to cause too many swirls in the mist, he descends down towards this green line.
All right. Are you following in?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So you guys float down below the mist and it closes up behind you. You can see, because of this green line that seems to pulse in the ground beneath you. You land and you feel it hum beneath you every time it pulses, like putting your hand to a giant artery. And a number of visions come to you, swirling about the mist. People. People that have been probably long gone, as you have visited the far plane before, and you see now a number of fireflies coming up from this green line. They seem to be forming images of people who are conversing, moving along. The male that you saw on top of the mist beckons you towards a door that you would not have seen unless you had descended into the mist that leads underneath the tower.
He heads towards the door.
Pull these metal doors open and it leads inside. Inside, you and Din travel for probably about a good 60 feet before you come to an opening, a round room. And at the center of this room, it looks like a giant crystal dome is on the earth here. You can see below it there are a number of fireflies traveling along this line underneath in a green stream, every which way from this center point here. But you look and you see a number of these directions have been grayed, and it seems like something is routing these fireflies in one general direction, back south where you had came.
South, like towards, like, I can't remember the city's name.
Where?
What?
With Baron?
No, we're in Baron. Adolas?
Yes, back towards the capital.
Yeah. So just so I understand, this looks like it was almost like a convergence of multiple of these like green lines, but some have been blocked, and so it's just now being funneled into one.
Mm-hmm.
I want to look around this room. Does it look like there has been recent activity in this room?
Go ahead and make me a perception check.
It's a 19.
19. Underneath this crystal dome, it's not as though the lines have been blocked. It just seems like there's not as much coming from that direction. And there's nothing going towards that direction. It's like an artery that some fluid is still getting through, but nothing's going back the other direction. Or nothing is allowed to go back that direction.
Is it going south or?
Mm-hmm. There's a number of different streams that are converging underneath this dome, underneath you guys. And it looks like a number of fireflies try to break off and go a different direction, but then are immediately swept up and drawn to the south of you again.
Okay, so we have multiple streams. Some seem cut off or blocked or something. One's going to the south, and that's where everything's going. Is there anything else in this room that we can see?
There is a very strange device in the corner of the room. Looks like Machina, but it's weird. It almost looks fleshy.
Why is everything so gross down here? I think she'll go up and kind of inspect the machine.
Yeah, there seems to be a couple of buttons, but like, I guess the ones that stand out there is like a larger green button.
Yeah. Does this machine seem like it's running right now, or no?
Not currently.
What do you think? What do you think this does?
You can make me an investigation check.
Okay, Yes, 9.
There seems to be some kind of connection of the cables that go into the floor here. There also seems to be like a vent off to the side of where Becky is standing next to the machine.
I see that vent?
Yeah.
I'm pointing at that vent. Should I go through there? That seems like a great idea.
Sure. Is there, so in this chamber, is there any other like exit other than the way we came?
Doesn't seem to be, no.
Okay. I mean, I don't know how we go up this tower other than through there, I guess, so I guess we can try the vent.
How big is it? What can I fit in there?
Big enough for you to fit your snake form into
The
it.
snake form? Okay. Yeah, I was like either that or the pseudo dragon.
Yeah, either one.
Dragon's got tall.
Do you want to take your pseudo dragon?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
If I can fit in there,
Yeah. I mean, easy enough. So Din morphs down into her pseudo dragon form and crawls into the vent. And it's very drafty down here. You're very close to these streams. There is no, like, crystalline protection keeping you from the streams here. I need you to go ahead and make me a strength saving throw.
Actually 13.
13. For a second, one of the streams seems like something reaches out and grabs you and pulls you along, and it kind of pulls you into the stream, but you manage to like dig your tiny little dragon claws into the ground beneath you to keep from going anywhere, but you are now like full on in this stream of green and fireflies, and you see a number of faces like screaming by you and people saying help as they go by.
The telepathy. Becky, it's really scary in here. There are voices. I'm gonna keep going.
Then get the fuck out.
No, I'm gonna keep going. It'll be good. It'll be fine.
Alright, which way are you going?
Is there directions or like?
Yeah, I mean there's a number of directions, like I said, it's like veins all coming into.
I'm in like the dome.
You're under the dome. You're in one of the streams right now.
Okay.
You're having to like fight from being carried away by one of them.
I should go back.
It's up to you.
No, I'm going back, yeah.
You going back up the vent?
Yep.
Okay. Go ahead and make me another strength saving throw as you try to pull yourself out of the stream.
That's higher.
Okay.
Like 15.
Yeah, a number of arms, like ghastly, ghostly arms, try to grab hold of you and like anchor themselves or pull you along, and they just keep screaming, "Help! Help! It's pulling us in."
Ooh. Oh god. Didn't you say there was a device that your old you saw?
You manage to climb back up through the vent, and it's at this point in time you guys see the machine in front of you, Becky, start to flash and suddenly turn on. You guys look underneath the crystal dome and you see as the mist starts to swirl about underneath this crystal dome, it begins to pour up through this vent and it forms this creature. This creature has a very odd appearance, very tall, but hunched over. You only see its back right now, but it has on this dark cloak. And it starts like clicking buttons at this terminal. And it says, "Yes, yes, master. 83% consumption. The weapon will be ready shortly."
That's not good.
I summon back out in Din form again. Yeah.
Yeah. You and Becky are both standing there
Looks like a solid figure, like.
Mm-hmm.
What do we do?
The creature suddenly stands straight up. You hear some noises. And you see as it starts to turn its head and turn towards you, two golden eyes catch your visage as it turns, and one of its tentacles on its mouth pulls back its hood as it turns toward you and says, "Are you here to take samples?"
Yes.
Yes, we are, sir. Thing, ma'am.
At the same time, yes.
Normally they don't send one so short.
Well, small hands, good for collecting small samples.
It kind of regards you for a moment. And then it turns back towards the machine and starts punching away buttons. It's not using its hands, it's using the tentacles on its mouth to touch the buttons in front of it.
I am glad I did not touch those buttons. Sounds gross. But shit.
You see a couple of containers begin to fill up with mist next to the machine. It swirls about in these containers, and then the creature touches a button and there's this flash of light, and the machine spits out this mist, and this egg seems to roll out. You'll see that the soul conversion is going well. The weapons should be ready in no time, but in the meantime we understand that more souls must be added to the stream.
Oh, for sure. As many as possible, really.
I thought you said samples. This is just one.
This is just one conversion, yes. We shall have thousands in days. As long as the work goes accordingly, it shouldn't be an issue.
Well, great. Yeah. Well, I know if I'm this pleased with your results, boss is just going to be over the moon.
Yes. And it reaches down and it picks up this egg, and this egg is giant. And there is something moving on the inside of this egg. He holds it out to you, and the light catches it from the green light below, and you see something with tentacles, like, moving about the egg and swirling about, and it hands it off to...
Give me the baby.
Give me the baby.
You can't keep that. You
Again.
No, you can't keep that. One's
I kept
evil.
Chocobo away. I can keep a giant tentacle baby monster.
Oh boy.
It hands it off to Din,
Yes.
and it says, more shipments will be sent to the other cities soon.
How soon?
Within the week.
Oh, okay. Sounds good.
We shall plant them all over the cities. They will hatch in time.
Wait, how long does it take for them to hatch?
He looks at you for a second, and he says you should know this. It was in our last report.
Oh, yeah, I know that. Yeah. Shit.
This is a test.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
you know.
We just want to make sure we have competent people handling this task.
He raises his eyebrow at the word people. Go ahead and make me a deception check.
That's fine. You're fine.
Okay. Natural 20.
Nicely done.
Wow.
Regards you for a second, and then says yes. It shall hatch within 16 days of hibernation and incubation. Simply add souls.
We already knew that.
Yeah. It's so simple. Okie dokie. Well, this has been great. I'm glad we finally got our sample. Yeah, we're just gonna
We gotta go. Next place.
carry it back and give our reports. And thank you so much for your service.
Bye.
And we just kind of walk backwards out.
Giant egg.
You see, as you guys start to leave, that this creature suddenly turns back into mist and goes back below in the vent.
I got a new baby.
Oh my god. I think Becky, in a rare occurrence, just loses all composure, and for being a green lady, is just very pale.
Paler than Milos?
Well, actually, Milos looks a lot more like Becky right now, so. Yeah. What the hell is that thing? How are we going to get back to the ship?
I don't know. But
You feel it like slithering inside of the egg.
it's gonna be one cool creature, or it's gonna be a really good omelet.
Oh, did the creature have like jars full of mist?
That's what it put the mist into, like this giant like jar-like container, and then like some kind of light hit it, and it suddenly solidified into an egg.
Okay. And I wouldn't know about the machine that they found, so anyway.
This egg, by the way, is not like a chocobo egg. This egg is like slimy.
Disgusting. Yes.
Yeah.
A
I'm taking
gremlin
it.
egg.
Mm-hmm.
If I can keep holding it, I'll take it.
It's slippery, but yeah.
Okay.
It does smell.
Okay. Yeah, I think we go back to the doors. And on the way there, there's nothing else in here, like no way to ascend the tower?
Not from this angle, no. This seems to have been a room that was built primarily for underneath the tower. You guys did see the doors, like, on the overlook that you had been upon, but then you took the lower path here.
I'm gonna like set this egg on the overlook thing, and let's go back in. We lived.
Yeah.
The first time.
Yeah. I guess once we get to the doors, fly out and then back up to the overlook.
Yeah, it's pretty short flight back up. I mean, it's only about 15 or so feet.
Yeah.
And you...
I guess try and open the doors.
Yeah. You open the doors, and I mean, you really have to give it some force, and they don't even open all of the way because, like I said, this mist has caused maybe some rusting on the hinges themselves. So you managed to pry it open enough for you and didn't...
I got this. I take a little of that slime off the egg and, like, grease up the hinges.
Good idea.
Sure. Yep, gotta lube up them hinges.
Just spit on it.
But it smells awful, Becky. It reminds you a little bit of your village because it does have like this fishy quality to it.
Hey.
Sushi.
Yeah. I'll try and squeeze in through the doors then, once they're open far enough.
Yeah. So you squeeze in. This tower is dark, save for the light glow of blue that pulses maybe once every minute or two.
I'll bring out my dancing lights again and see what's in here.
It is a very long spiral staircase to the top.
Should we go up?
I ain't walking.
You can't fly.
Can't?
It's all stairs.
Oh, come on. Put those muscles to use. And I start going up.
All right. Did you leave the egg outside?
Yeah, I left on the overlook.
Okay. So you guys start walking. It takes a pretty good amount of time, but you manage to come to this room, this study-like room. It is very familiar to you, Becky, as that vision comes to pass again. And at the top of this room, there is one thing that catches your attention right away. There is a faith crystal here. Inside of that crystal, there is a woman, or someone that appears very feminine. And you see that her form seems to be kind of curled up with one leg up. She is wearing this green dress, and her long silver hair at this point, or whatever point that she was taken into the crystal, is splayed out, done in a braid, and her arm that's above her seems to start transforming into some kind of wing. You see that there is the formation of a tail that seems to curl up under her and kind of wrap around her leg as if it's pulling her tight to an embrace. She is kind of in a side fetal position, and her face has this white scaling on it.
I guess I look at her, and then this faith crystal, from my visions, I think you described it as even being kind of carved like a dragon.
If there are dragon like aspects to the crystal itself, like it was made in memoriam to a dragon of some sort.
And then this lady, does she look like the ones from my visions, just older?
No, this woman is different. Completely from the ones in your visions. Off to the right of the faith crystal, you do see the lector that you had seen in your visions with a spell tome sitting on top of it.
Yeah. I think just because this is like obviously a room full of like powerful things, can I look to see if there is any magical booby traps or mundane booby traps that might be in our path walking in?
You can make me an Arcana check.
That's going to be a 15.
15. There had been a number of traps that were set at the beginning of this room, but it doesn't seem like you or Din have set them off.
Okay.
Something about the aspect of the spell and who it's for. Obviously, you're not the intendee of these spells.
Let's see. I think Becky's going to start walking in and heading towards the lectern where the book is.
This is where you had seen an older version of one of the twins in your vision place a spell tome.
Yeah. I think Becky is going to reach for the tome that's on there. And I think she wants to just open up the cover and see what's written inside. Just get an idea what this is.
Yep. So this is the tome for instructions on how to cast the spell Twister.
The spell what?
Twister.
Twister. Okay. I think Becky will close it, and I think she's going to lift it and take it.
Yeah, you absolutely can.
Yes. Okay, so there's faith crystal still in the room. Would I know based on Milos's instructions if we are close to where this power source was supposed to be?
Yes.
But it's not in this room.
Not that you can see.
Okay.
And we know this is a faith crystal?
You've seen two of them.
You've seen two of them so far,
do
so
know.
it's a pretty good guess that this is
Yeah.
a faith crystal.
I'm gonna test our link shell thing. Can you guys hear us?
I can't hear anything.
You can't hear anything, no. On the other end, you guys hear, can you hear us? Can you hear us? Can you hear us?
Yeah, but what'd you guys find?
There's a faith crystal down here.
Oh, someone should probably tell Ellie. She's with.
She's
And
with
then he told
Marquies.
me that this ribbon was a curse, so I put it in my hair. What do you think?
Why did you just put it in your hair?
Because it's magical.
It's a ribbon.
But you
That's
don't know
put
what it
hairs.
does.
That's why I put it in my hair. So I can find out what it does.
That's terrifying. Anyway, hold on.
Okay. So
Go on.
I think while they're talking, Becky is going to ritually sit down and cast Detect Magic to try and suss out where this extra power source might be.
Okay. So you start to gather your supplies, start to ritually cast this spell. Din, you're talking through the link shell back to the rest of the party. You're hearing this on this end. Sounds like Asher's like, hey, somebody should tell Ellie that there's a faith crystal.
Right. Okay, so they found a faith crystal?
Where? Ask them
Wherever
where they
went.
are. How do we get there? Let's go right now, Marquies. I gotta go get it.
We need to like slow down.
Okay. Where?
Hold. Did you find the power source?
Kind of. Not really. Yet. Soon.
On your end, you hear just like the reverberation of the word power. Like Marquies repeated it like 4 or 5 times, but like echoey. It's really weird.
It's coming through the
link shell.
Maybe I'll ask Milos to turn me into something that can fly so I can go help them. And get
I'll
the crystal.
probably say to Den, like, it's probably the mist. I bet it's messing with all the magical stuff.
Yeah, probably. I don't know anything about the mist. I'm also gonna say, There's a lot of really bad things down here, it feels like.
Like what?
Bad things.
I
know, but like what?
I think there's a lot of creatures and they're like sleeping, but it's really kind of there's mist.
You're not going down there.
Wait, why? I have to go get the crystal.
No.
I'm the only one who can get the faith crystal.
You're not going down there.
Why?
She can't hear. She doesn't have her link shell.
Why can't I go down there? You told me there was a faith crystal.
There is mist.
Oh. I'll do better this time.
No, I don't know that you really...
Well, then just have somebody polymorph into a flying thing and then just like hog tie me and put me on the flying thing.
How large is it down there? What? It shouldn't have taken that long.
Tell them to paint you a word picture.
It's a giant cavern, isn't it?
Yeah, it's massive down here.
It's really big. Big cave.
So, wait.
Big cave, bottom cave.
When you say big, do you... like, large enough that we could take the airship?
Do I know that? Yeah. There's a lot of space. It's really big cave.
Okay. Make haste for power source. Get back here. And then we can all go down there together. And hopefully maybe lock up Ellie until we know for sure that it's safe.
I'm sorry, what are we locking up, Ellie? Maybe the mist isn't where the crystal is. Ask them that.
Well, we don't know all of the details yet. It's...
Yeah, but you're already going straight to lock Ellie up.
Because if the mist does anything, if you kind of started getting weird when we just got close to it.
What? When did we were in it?
Yes.
I'll be fine. I can control it.
Sorry, I just don't believe that.
But make a potion that'll maybe control it then.
I haven't had a lot of time to work on it.
Spend some time working on it. Bitch.
Must be close to the mist now.
If you're so
This is exactly
if you're so worried about me going crazy in the mist, then figure out a way to resolve it.
Yeah, my resolution as of now is to
Throw me in jail?
Lock you into a room for a little while.
Seems unfair.
I'm sorry. I'd rather not have to.
I'm not warning you next time I send something.
So, Becky, you finish your ritual, and you begin to detect the magic around you. Obviously, there is a giant portion coming from this faith crystal. Underneath the faith crystal, there is some kind of magical something giving off quite a bit of energy. You look and it looks like you think it's probably hidden underneath the faith crystal itself.
Is there any, can I see any handles or trap doors that might allow access underneath the faith crystal, or is it you have to lift the crystal out?
So there is actually a small panel that you spot underneath, but it looks like the faith crystal itself is going to have to be moved slightly for you to be able to reach it.
So remind me, how big is a faith crystal?
It's pretty big.
Right. Huh.
What's wrong?
I think I found where the energy source is, but it's underneath the faith crystal. And I think there's a compartment I can get to, but we literally have to move the faith crystal.
Is it bear time? It's bear
You think
time.
the bear can move it?
Yeah.
It's bear
Why
time.
not?
Okay. Yeah. Bring out the bears.
Transform into a bear.
All right, you turn into the bear. Go ahead and make me a strength check.
22.
Yeah. Din puts her paws like right on the flat side of this crystal facing you and gives it a good push, and it makes that nice like crystalline on metal sound as it back, and the panel is now open and ready for you to check inside.
I just try and open the panel. I imagine if someone put a faith crystal on there, they didn't imagine someone would just push it off.
Not with a bear, at least.
So yeah, I'm just gonna open it up and look inside.
Yeah, so you look inside. There is this very polished brass sphere inside of here, and it's very large, kind of a little bit bigger than a bowling ball. And like you grab it, and there's definitely a hum of energy inside of the metal itself.
Yeah,
Remind me, you have the piece of Luna Rock, yes?
But you gave it.
No,
Sure.
I gave it to
I have
Asher.
it.
Asher, never mind. All right.
I pick the sphere up, and I say, I think this is it. Let's get your egg and get the hell out of here.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Wait, I get to keep the egg?
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you what to do with your eggs, Din.
Yeah. Oh.
You could freeze them, scramble them, I don't care. Anyway, so you guys make your way back down to the bottom of the tower?
Yep.
All right. Din, you get to the bottom, your egg is missing.
Someone stole my egg.
Not so much missing now that you get closer. There's half an egg here.
Oh, hell. It hatched, and I didn't get to become its mom.
Well, I think we were lied to because that hatched way faster than 16 days.
Yeah, what the hell?
Who knows?
Well, I'm sorry about your beasties, but I think we need to get back and warn the others about everything we found here.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So you guys take some time, fly back up to the ship, and you produce the power source here. Once you get close enough to the ship, those of you inside of the cabin, the captain's cabin, once you come close enough to the captain's quarters with it, there is a small port that opens up right to the side of the desk. And like these illusory words pop up that in common that say, insert power cell here. Dropping it
Put
off.
that bitch in.
Right. As you pop it in, the sphere itself starts to spin and pop open. Inside of the sphere itself is this luminous white rock. And Asher, the rock inside of your pack begins to kind of hum in resonance to this stone that is inside of this polished brass circle. The ship hums to life, and now, with all of the wings and masts and everything on board, the ship roars to life. you hear outside as catwalks are being pulled away from the ship itself. Inside the captain's quarters, you see now as an illusory map appears with controls that pop up on the desk. Ship's propellers start to spin, and the ship is now hovering in place. Congratulations. You are now owners of an airship.
We have an airship.
Oh boy. We can
Airship gang.
Do we know how to fly it?
You push this button.
Did you push a button? Roll me a d6.
And the cannons go off.
2? You start to drop into the cavern.
I hit the opposite side button. Wait, we wanted to go down. Keep hitting 2.
It starts to nosedive down into the cavern.
Oops. Maybe we hit 4 a little too.
Now the rest of you see outside of the windows of the ship for the very first time. As you start flying into the cavern, you see the mist below you and the tower in the distance.
Okay,
and
maybe
that
you should lock me in my room.
Is where we will pick up next time. Alright guys, join us next time to see what these guys are going to do with an airship.
Airship gang!
Immediately crash into the ground.
Don't let Ellie drive.
Too late.